Welcome to this explainer. Go ahead and just take a deep breath with me, right now, in this moment. Today, I'm going to serve as your guide, kind of like a calm teacher walking right alongside you, as we intentionally slow down our racing minds. We're going to explore the profound ancient path of Shivatva to uncover a sense of true, unshakable inner stillness. You know, the kind you can actually carry with you every single day.
So let's dive right in. Let's pause and ask ourselves a pretty vital question. What exactly is keeping you from true inner peace? What invisible burdens are we carrying around in our chaotic modern lives that just completely disconnect us from tranquility? Is it, the endless stream of notifications, the crushing pressure of career expectations, or maybe just that constant low-level hum of anxiety? Look, we all carry these weights, but ancient wisdom actually offers us a beautifully structured way to finally set them down.
Which brings us to part 1, the 3 bonds of illusion.
Now, the ultimate goal in this tradition is moksha, or liberation. It's often described as achieving Shiva tattva, literally realizing the true nature of Shiva. But to reach that state of ultimate freedom, we've got to first learn to wipe away the heavy bonds that tie us to worldly suffering. Think of your mind like a mirror. Right now, it's probably covered in thick layers of dust that completely obscure your true reflection.
And that dust binding us? Well, it's made up of 3 specific forces. First, there's Anava. That's our ego, that rigid little voice inside telling us we're separate, or maybe even superior. Second is karma, which is the accumulated weight of all our worldly actions and reactions. And third is Maya, the grand illusion that this physical, material world is literally the only reality that matters. Once we can gently wipe away that ego, those worldly actions, and that illusion, man, the pure, brilliant, reflective glass of our consciousness can finally shine through.
Moving right along to part 2, the divine spirit within.
Okay, so here is a truly profound concept of self-realization. Atman, which is your individual soul, is actually perfectly identical to Brahman, the ultimate universal spirit. Imagine a single drop of water just resting on a leaf. When it finally drops into the ocean, it instantly realizes, wait, I'm made of the exact same essence as the entire sea. In that exact same way, the divine already resides within every single one of us. The goal isn't to frantically search outward, but to softly, quietly recognize that inner divinity.
When we understand Shiva as this absolute, formless, and completely transcendent reality, literally the ultimate source of all existence way beyond time, space, and form, we realize something absolutely beautiful. True inner peace? It isn't some shiny object we have to go out into the world and acquire. It's actually a quiet, eternal truth we just have to uncover right within our own hearts. So, how do we live this out? That's part 3, balancing consciousness and energy.
The absolutely crucial point here is that you need both stillness and action. On one side, we have Shiva, representing Prakasha. That's the static, unmoving, transcendent consciousness. But on the other side is his consort, Shakti, or Parvati, representing Vimarsha, the flowing, active, deeply creative energy. It's exactly like a light bulb. You need both the steady, unmoving filament of consciousness and the flowing, active electrical current of energy to actually create light. Your life requires both pure stillness and dynamic action.
Shiva and Shakti form this absolutely inseparable union. It symbolizes the perfect balance of male and female, of pure consciousness and raw power. Without both, creation simply cannot occur. This ancient concept beautifully teaches us that our deep inner stillness and our busy outward daily actions, they aren't actually at war with one another. Not at all. They are perfectly balanced halves of one single functional whole.
Which leads us to part 4, asceticism in modern work. Shiva perfectly embodies the balance of completely opposing forces. On the one hand, he's the ultimate ascetic, sitting in deep meditation and total inner stillness up on Mount Kailash. But on the other hand, he's the householder, living a highly engaged family life with Parvati. This actually gives us a really powerful template for our own modern lives. We can absolutely be highly engaged in our demanding careers, our communities, and our families as householders, while simultaneously maintaining that calm, unattached inner core of an ascetic. You can deeply care about your big project at work without letting a late-night email from your boss completely destroy your inner peace. And this incredible balance extends to literally all aspects of existence. Shiva is fierce, representing raw, untamed power, yet he's also entirely benevolent, known for his gentle grace. He is cosmic, ruling over the vastness of the universe, yet immanent, residing quietly within the hearts of all beings. On top of that, his simple lifestyle and absolute acceptance of outcasts gently remind us to stay humble. It's a powerful call to recognize the fundamental equality among all beings, no matter how chaotic or hyper-competitive our corporate or social environments might get.
Bringing us to our final section, Part 5, Finding Your Inner Stillness.
So let's make this practical. When you feel completely overwhelmed by that endless to-do list, picture the crescent moon to remind yourself to quietly control your racing mind and just respect the natural cycles of time. When you're caught up in workplace drama, challenge yourself to use your own third eye to tap into spiritual wisdom and look straight past office politics and social media illusions. Remember the Nataraja, which represents the eternal rhythm of the universe. Things are going to be created, preserved, and destroyed. And you know what? That is perfectly okay. And the Shiva Lingam reminds us of that essential union of the unmanifested and manifested cosmos right inside ourselves.
Now, people often completely misunderstand the concept of destruction in this philosophy. On a deeply personal level, Shiva's destructive power is actually a gentle, incredibly useful tool. It's aimed squarely at annihilating our ego, our ignorance, and our worldly attachments, the very things that tightly bind our soul. So in this spiritual context, destruction isn't something to be afraid of. It's simply the beautiful, totally necessary clearing away of our ignorance to reveal an ideal state of deep meditation.
As the saying goes, detachment from material desires and worldly distractions is the path to inner peace and spiritual growth. His classic form, an ash-smeared ascetic meditating thousands of feet above the noise on Mount Kailash, is the ultimate symbol for us. It reminds us that stepping back, observing, and letting go of our tight, anxious grip on outcomes is the absolute key to true, lasting tranquility. And hey, detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It simply means you're no longer controlled by those material desires and worldly distractions.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to just sit with everything we've uncovered today. How will you bring the unshakable stillness of Kailash into your busy modern life today? Will you embrace the dynamic, crazy energy of your day while keeping your inner filament perfectly still? I'll leave you with that quiet thought to reflect on as you step beautifully back into the rhythm of your life.